Well, it's the mayor's show, and if you don't know what's going on and how I'm dressed, we got a big show coming up, and we have a big show coming up this weekend at the racetrack over here at Parx. And this is the big one of the year, the Pennsylvania Derby. And we got, I think there's 2 big purses. But before we go into that, let me introduce the guys that all make this happen. And I have with me Jeff Matty, who's the executive director of the Pennsylvania Horsemen's Association. And good to have you again.
Good to have you. Good to be back. We're excited. We were here a couple weeks ago.
And Chris Griffin, who's the track announcer.
My pleasure.
And he's the voice. He's the voice. So anyway, we got some neat stuff coming up here that all of you have an opportunity to be at on Saturday. And it's great weather. I already seen
the
it.
weather looks to be 75. Gates open, 10 o'clock.
It's going to be phenomenal.
Family fun.
Yeah. And people can bring their kids even over there.
We have
outdoors.
a picnic grove. Like I said, it's going to be 75 degrees. Sun will be shining. 14 races on the card. Everything we have to offer.
Yeah.
The only thing we couldn't control was weather, but as of right now, it looks like we got a pretty good hold on it.
The week looks good. Yep. Just real quick, isn't 2 of the purses like $1 million purses?
So we have the 2 of our biggest races, not only in Bensalem and Pennsylvania, but in the entire country. We have the Grade 1, $1 million Pennsylvania Derby. That's our highlight. And then we also have the Grade 1 Cotillion Stakes. So the Pennsylvania Derby is for the boys, and the Cotillion Stakes is for the fillies. So very much looking forward to having those. We have a couple other stakes on the program, but it's a culmination of a year's worth of work from our entire team at the PTHA, our entire team at Parx Racing, and we are on a national stage, a global stage.
You know, it's amazing. You're a Bensalem guy, too.
Yep.
Bensalem guy. He even worked at our country club many years ago.
Yeah, the good old country club days.
Yeah, so we got a great thing going on here in Bensalem. Chris?
Yeah.
Give
Here we are again.
Give us some news. Yes.
Plenty of news. I mean, it's exciting to have a big race like this always when you have $2 million races and you start getting the top connections and you start seeing some of the names that you may have seen across the globe. And of course, we've got Torpedo Anna, who's going to be the headliner in the Cotillion Stakes. She may be the top 3-year-old in the country. Doesn't matter if she's a filly or a boy, one of the colts. She's been phenomenal. So she's going to be here for trainer Ken McPeak. They've been pointing to this race, and that's exciting to have one of the biggest names as far as the horses are concerned to be joining us. And then Seize the Gray. He's not the favorite, actually, in the Pennsylvania Derby. He's going to be, I think, 3rd choice, actually. So
really?
We'll see what happens with Seize the Gray, but of course he won the Preakness Stakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And his trainer is somebody that everybody should know out there named Dwayne Lucas, who's won a few classic races in his time, and it's really great to have some of those names. And it's nice to see their reaction as well when they arrive, because they've all said, you know, Parx and Pennsylvania rolls out the red carpet. They accept us. They get very excited. And free parking, free admission, a hat upon arrival while supplies last.
This is what
Fun
you get.
for the family, live music, Jeff bringing the sun and the good weather. The mayor's right down the road. You're almost fully branded out. We're buying every inch of real estate.
Let's not forget this, okay? Let's not forget that.
We are buying every inch of real estate for. I shouldn't say buy, gifting the jersey and the hat and everything else, but it's just wonderful to get to meet you and thank you again for your Smarty Jones Day appearance. That was very good.
I had fun there. That was really great.
You gave out the lock of the day at, what was it, 1 to 5?
Yeah.
And I think we won a photo by a nose.
That was incredible. It really was. Who would ever believe that?
And John Service won the race on Smarty Jones Day. It was a fairy tale ending.
Yes, it was. It was a great day there. And certainly this is even going to be a bigger, better day. There's no question about the racing. And, you know, I don't know, a lot of our viewers here in Bensalem might know, but Keystone, when it was Keystone Raceway in my days, right, there'd be 10, 12,000 people there on every day. They had to control traffic leaving. It was an incredible experience that we had. I loved the thoroughbreds. I really do. There's nothing to watch those incredible horses racing, and they're just. How would you put they're
majestic. I mean, I think majestic is the right word. And you know, Mayor, if I could add one thing to exactly that point, you know, our Labor Day program, we had a lot of people joining us, and we had the giveaways, and we want to bring people out. But when you get some good weather, you know, that's always great to have the sun out. But a lot of people know where the location is, and that's a testament to Jeff and the entire team and everybody at Parx as far as promoting and making sure that you know the product.
We had a gentleman. I met a gentleman there. We were down by the paddock.
Okay.
Right? And he was talking to me, and he said to me, "Well, do they have these races all the time? He,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
wasn't from Ben Salem. And I said, absolutely, of course.
Yeah, we're one of the only tracks, Mayor.
Yeah.
We run 49 weeks a year, so we basically run year-round
He
racing.
absolutely didn't realize
Yep.
it.
Monday through Wednesday on a typical week, and then we obviously, like this Saturday, our Pennsylvania Derby Day, a few Saturdays spread throughout the calendar. But yeah, our big days are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for 49 weeks a year, and it allows our owners, our
Yeah.
trainers, and our jockeys to call Parx Racing home for the entire year. They have houses in Ben Salem.
Yeah.
Their kids go to school here, so it's really it's a family atmosphere through and
And
through.
most people don't realize that.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
really
yeah.
don't, because racing has, I don't know, it's the younger generations, but at my time, you sat in the track all day.
Yeah.
I mean, you were there, you know, trying to pick winners back and forth.
And Mr. Mayor, you know that and I've said this many times, when I moved to Philadelphia, when I came out to the region, it's one of the most passionate sports fan bases in
Oh, God,
America,
yeah.
no question about it. But with that passion and excitement comes competition. I mean, you have a lot of different opportunities for your entertainment purposes to go see a baseball game or football game and whatnot. So to be able to fit in with that structure
well,
and kind of do what we do well,
I
it's
feel as
important.
though it wasn't enough put on horse racing. It kind of
Sure.
died, and it didn't die, it's always there.
Sure.
But I mean, it went down because of people not knowing and not being out there like we do things today, social media. And
Sure.
So,
And we recognize that. This will be our second consecutive year where the Pennsylvania Derby is going to be broadcasted live on NBC Sports Philadelphia. So to marry the sport of horse racing with, you know, teams like the Eagles, the Phillies, the Sixers, the Flyers, the whole 9 yards, horse racing is a major sport. You know, whether the casual
Oh.
fan views it as that or not, it is a major sport, and it's run basically 365 days a year, whether it's at Parx, whether it's at Churchill Downs, whether it's at Saratoga Racecourse. It is a huge industry that supports thousands, hundreds of thousands of jobs across the country.
No question.
And in Pennsylvania alone, it's huge.
40,000
Correct.
jobs.
Correct.
And this isn't happening by accident now. I can see the excitement. I really do. I mean that. I can see more excitement about it, and people get more involved. And this wouldn't be here, really. Racing, because of the casinos,
Yep.
that's how they got their casino license, by supporting the racing industry.
It's a joint partnership between the casino, the racetrack operator, and the horseman.
Yeah.
And it's a joint partnership.
And it's wonderful.
Yep,
I
and
mean,
it's 20
worked.
years now. It's been that
Yep.
way since 2000. You know, a
Yep.
little after 2004. It's been we've been rocking and rolling. So
Yeah.
we
Well,
hope to
I'm going to
set
give you
some
the
records.
last question here, or
Sure.
thoughts you have about up and coming, because we have another guest we're going to bring on.
Sure. No, very excited. You know, I hope everyone comes out on Saturday. Like I said, the weather's going to be great. The fields are tremendous. We have big fields, almost 150 horses running throughout the entire day. So the family's going to have a ton of racing action. Some of the world-class trainers, world-class jockeys. It's basically going to be like a baseball or a football or an all-star game. You know, a battle of the best, and it's going to happen right here in Ben Salem. So.
Now, can they bet while they're outside?
Yes, we're going to have outdoor tellers. We'll have tellers. We'll have
so
windows out
that's
there.
wonderful.
So the families that are in the picnic grove enjoying some weather, and just very excited. And we appreciate your support as always.
And a lot of
okay.
special guests,
Yep,
ambassadors.
correct. We're going to have Charlie Manuel. We're going to have Brad Lidge, and we're going to have former St. Joe's basketball coach Phil Martelli.
Come on.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Come
going to
on.
be.
Are you
Really?
convinced yet?
And
Are
I
we
think-
convinced
Yeah,
yet?
you don't have to convince me. We got to get out there and support Ben Salem and get out to these great races.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't realize these are some of the biggest in the country.
Oh, they're some of the biggest in the country because after the Pennsylvania Derby, after this weekend, there's this thing called the Breeders' Cup. That's usually
Yeah,
the last
okay,
weekend of
yeah.
October, first weekend of November. Those are the world championships. You're going to have horses from England, from Ireland, all coming into it. So the Pennsylvania Derby that weekend has basically become the United States prep races for that big day. So we're just a launch pad for
For the
the
Breeders'
World
Cup.
Championships,
Yeah,
basically
great.
the Olympics of horse racing.
That's phenomenal. Well, I'm going to bring in another great
Yep,
person
yep.
here. I think I have her name correct. Crystal Cunning.
Connie,
Conning,
there you
yep,
go. Yeah.
Crystal Conning's going to join
Conning,
you.
and she's a racing analyst.
Yeah.
So
You don't want my picks.
So-
I'm not an expert. All right, I'll just come here to see you, but I'm going to leave it to the
Okay.
professionals. All right,
Okay.
Matty DiGirolamo?
Okay, we'll bring on Crystal now.
Yeah, so Crystal, I can kind of, as they're swapping out here, I can kind of do the lead in with Crystal. But Crystal and I actually met in New Jersey, and we started hosting together when I was at Monmouth Park. And so we were going through the program, and she is originally from Australia, but she's now very much part of the East Coast and really a part of the television coverage. Still riding, and then also can do TV on the side. I mean, I can do the TV thing, but riding a horse, Mayor, I don't think.
I could ride a regular horse, but
So could I. I mean, I think we all could. But 35 miles an hour,
Yeah.
full sprint, and doing that. So that's why we brought the Jock's helmet out
come on,
here.
on,
because
Crystal. You can
she's
put
gonna-
it on when you're up here.
She's
dear.
going to grab her microphone and just
Yeah, come on.
up here. But yeah, she's been a wonderful person to have around, and it's great to get a different perspective on
Yeah.
on things that I've never been on a racehorse that's been in an actual race. So to have somebody that knows that experience, it's great knowledge, and whether it's handicapping or just really knowing how the horses feel that day, because you get a lot of real strong horses
Yeah.
on a day like
And,
this. So,
are you ready?
look at that.
Ready.
Crystal's ready? Okay. Crystal, good to have you here, dear.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome here on our show. And you're a racing analyst.
Mm-hmm.
And if everybody can see what we have right over here, this is her helmet. She is a jockey. And she's riding horses this weekend, actually. So it's quite an honor to have you here today.
Yeah,
So tell us a little bit what you do.
Okay, so sort of what Chris hinted at, I do the paddock analyst job at Monmouth Park and Oaklawn Park as well in the wintertime. So I'm there every day just going through the races, trying to find some winners for the patrons. But I love looking at the horses. I love the actual animals. So I love to be in the paddock and try and sort of give handicappers that maybe even aren't on course as well an insight into how those horses look on the day, how they've kind of showed up to the races as well, because that's stuff that you can't pick up off paper, that you actually need some eyes on the ground looking at as well.
So, being an analysis, can you tell me who's going to win this weekend?
Yeah, well, so being a handicapper and a racing analyst is kind of like being the weatherman. So I'm trying to get it right, but I don't always get it right. But we've got some very competitive racing. I think there's 11 stakes races actually on the card, which is phenomenal. 5 graded stakes. So if someone can find the winner in all 11 of those, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm having a close look at it. I'm going to try and find us something.
Well, I'm going to spend another hour with you after the show. So, okay, you did now. Talk a little bit about being a jockey.
Yeah, so I was riding full time until last summer. So now I'm just kind of I've just read a little bit this summer still, just to sort of keep my finger in the door. And it's a passion that's hard to give up, even though I've sort of moved on to a different sort of career path. But yeah, there's nothing like riding a winning race, riding the best horse.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah, that feeling when you get to the quarter pole and you push the button and you've got a lap full of horses. It's undescribable. Nothing else matches it, honestly.
I can't imagine.
And for Crystal to switch gears, even because she's being modest right now, but she's one of the most competitive people. Jockeys are very competitive, so they got to get out there and they got to have that fire. But to wake up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe work some horses in the morning, then talk to whatever trainers and whatnot, and just kind of keep that business side of things going, and then also do television on the side, and also be able to commentate on everything else going on. It's a true talent. So she's an asset to the industry, and she's been great to have on the team and kind of help us out, and it's been wonderful. But yeah, she's going to Delaware to ride over the weekend. And,
yeah, she'll actually be in Delaware riding.
Yeah.
How many wins have you had?
I think I'm close to 80
80?
total. Yeah, I won some races in Australia as well before I moved over here. So.
In Australia?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Oh, my
sir.
goodness. Down under, right? She does have a little accent, if you're
there's a little one there. Have you ever been to Australia?
No.
Never?
No.
Oh, my
No.
goodness.
It's too far.
Is it?
It's
Yeah,
a long
it's
time. 24 hours to get there?
It is,
Yeah.
it's a hike, it is.
And how long have you been here in the States?
6 years I've been here.
You've been here
yeah,
6 years?
Yeah, so.
Competitively, what's Australia like with horses and here?
The racing in Australia it's a fabric of the part of the culture. It's a huge part of who we are as Australians. We have the Melbourne Cup run on the first Tuesday in November, and it's called the Race That Stops a Nation because it runs at 3 p.m. It's a public holiday. Everyone gets the day off. Everybody grills. Everybody has a Melbourne Cup party, and literally the whole country stops at 3 p.m. to watch the Melbourne Cup. So it's a huge part of Australian
So
culture.
you've been there for that, obviously.
I grew up in Melbourne, yeah. So
Oh,
I've been to
okay.
the Melbourne Cup several times. Grew up going to the races with my mum and dad and whatnot. So it's a different sport. It's all turf racing, for example. We don't have any dirt track. We do out in the outback, but the 99% of it is turf racing. It's sort of a different sport to here, but it's just incredible. The culture and the public support of racing it's incredible. But
Would you think that racing is more popular there than it is here right now?
I think it's just a little bit more ingrained in the history and sort of the culture. Australia is not an overly old nation. I think it's only 120 years old. So horse racing's been there from the beginning, whereas, America's a much older country. But, everybody knows who Smarty Jones is. Everybody knows the Kentucky Derby. So I think America I feel in the last kind of 10 years, it really sort of picked up and it's become more of a public and more of a professional kind of sport for sure. So
Yeah, I'm excited here. I think it's becoming more popular here.
Definitely.
I mean that.
In America?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's growing.
And it's really about also letting people know that you're there. I mean, we have to, I've always said that if I'm not excited about something, how in the world am I going to get you excited about it
Yeah.
as a consumer, a customer, or somebody here in the Bensalem area? So we have to be excited. We have to go out there and we have to engage with the folks. That's how you
Yeah,
bring people in.
yeah.
And if you come out, I used to work in the restaurant industry a long, long time ago, and the thing was always they're not a customer until they've come back. The first time they're not a customer. That's them visiting you for
Right.
the first time and trying it.
Yeah.
But they're a customer if they do come back because that means that they really enjoyed their time and that experience. So we hope that people do that on Saturday and all the other days that you come and watch horse races.
They
and
have
that
to
it's
come
safe,
back. I mean,
competitive, and just fun for the family.
I mean, it's competitive any sport out there.
Absolutely.
I mean, I look at you and I can't believe that you have that strength to be going to a pretty young lady, and that's not easy what you do. I mean, come on. Tell us a little bit about it, Jockey. You have to be in training also.
yes, for sure. I was at the gym at 6 o'clock this morning before I came in to do this stuff, and because I'm not getting on horses these couple of days while I'm doing this TV stuff, so you got to stay fit all the time. There's no kind of off days. The dark day for Monmouth is Monday, but you can't take a day off. You've got to
Right.
stay fit, and especially being a female in the game as well, you've got to be as good as you can. There's no sort of spot for you to sort of hit a lull. So you've got to be just at your best, as good as you can be, as well as you can. So it's a lot of work behind the scenes for
Have
sure.
you ever been thrown?
Oh yeah, a lot. Yeah, it's just part of the game.
I don't even know how to talk
She's
about
tougher than
that.
both of us combined. Well, no,
She
you're
talked-
pretty tough,
she
Mr. Mayor.
talked-
She's definitely tougher than me. I know that.
She talked about it, oh yeah, a few times. Well, God bless you. We're good to have you here now in Bensalem, so I
love to be
hope
here.
you stay here quite a bit.
It's
I hope
awesome,
you
yeah.
keep her moving here.
We'll be around as long as Jeff keeps and the PTHA would like to have us around, and we could do some television and kind of hang out with you. And this is all wonderful. I mean, this is really the important part of the industry in general. We have to take the time to really connect with the community.
I agree.
And be able
I
to
agree.
connect with the folks
Yeah.
that are just surrounding us, and let them know you're there, and let them know that they're more than welcome to be our guests. And again, you get a free hat on Saturday, and you can come out.
Yeah, got it on.
First post is 11:35, so it's going to be early in the day. 14 races. It's a long day, so make sure you stay hydrated and stay fired
Yeah,
up throughout
yeah.
the day. And
it's not going to be hot. It's just supposed to be in
no,
the
it'll be
70s.
nice. It'll be nice, but the
Perfect.
excitement, and we just want to make sure everybody
Yeah.
gets.
I like the idea the kids will come with their parents, and
Yep.
and that's what you got to get back to. I tell you, I remember when this opened. The town to leave, it was to come.
Yeah.
The traffic was unbelievable. I'm telling 10, 12,000 people every day, and that's what it was, a major sport.
The only
And-
thing it was a long line for face painting. I tried to get my face painted on Smarty Jones Day, and the kids they were all lined up, but I couldn't sneak my way in there.
Don't forget to bring that up. There's stuff for the kids.
Yeah, there's a
the
ton.
families.
The ice cream trucks are going to be there, and we've got the face painting. I think they did a face painting again for PA Derby Day, but the live music, and it's just really a great area. In that picnic grove area, it's just a wide,
It's
vast
wonderful
area
there.
that you
Absolutely.
can really have
And
an
they-
enjoyable day.
And the parents can bet right there. They don't have to go inside. They can place it right.
Yeah,
right
and we
out.
talk about the big connections too. Dwayne Lucas, a lot of people in the racing industry see him on television during
Right.
the Derby and Preakness and whatnot. But to be able to have those folks right here and be in town, and you can see them up close and be not have a conversation, but a hello, and just
Yeah.
see some of these folks that we watch on screen. It's always great.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Have you ridden here at this?
I rode one here last summer. Yeah, I have ridden at Parx.
You did?
Yes,
So you-
sir.
Okay, and on a turf?
No, on the main track.
Okay, on the main
But it's a
track.
great track to ride, so I would like to do more of it for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah, I wish I was
Okay.
riding here on Saturday.
Well,
that
we'll
would
have
be
to do a
great.
show when she's going to come back here and race one day.
Let's go.
And talk about the TV and racing. I mean, come on.
You should be an agent. You should be an agent. Be
yeah.
my agent. Be her
Hey.
agent.
I'm a free agent. I love the thoroughbreds. No question about it. And we were lucky enough to have Smarty Jones and lost that last race. I don't know if you remember
Yes,
that or not, but
almost.
that was close, and we had a great weekend there. Pat was there.
Wonderful.
The
Yeah, it was
owner,
really
and
wonderful.
Everybody was there again and talking about Smarty, and Smarty's kind of retired. No, I don't think he is totally.
He's still got a little bit of stud duty that he's still doing, but
but he's in PA now.
He
up
is.
by
He's still right here in
Harrisburg. Yeah,
Pennsylvania, and he's
here
not
now.
that far away.
Yeah.
But it's a great time. This is always a bit. The smiles come with a little bit of stress sometimes
Yeah.
because there's a lot of things going on, and we're trying to make
Well,
sure that
I
we
want
get all the wheels
everybody.
moving.
We want them to come Saturday.
course,
Come on.
of course.
This is what it's about here in Ben Salem. It's a great featured races. My goodness, you're not going to get better racing.
Yeah, and not in
Told
the,
you,
during
and
the
you're
year
going to
in the
have.
state of Pennsylvania.
Who's some of your guests again? You said Manny.
Charlie Manuel's going to be there, Brad Lidge, and then also Phil Martelli. So they're going to be our special
Okay.
ambassadors. You'll hear the Riders Up calls, of course, and we're more than happy to have folks that people know and they recognize from the television screens. And just the great racing. We're going to have top connections. You've got every top jockey. I mean, we're speaking of jockeys. I mean, you can't. When you see Velasquez and the two Ortiz brothers, and then you also see Flavian Pratt is one of the top jockeys in the country. So they're all going to be here. So if you've wanted to be a part of that, it's a wonderful time. It'll be a great program. We've got the hats while supplies last when you walk in.
I can't wait. This is
It's
going to be
free.
exciting.
And I want to take the time to just thank you. I mean, I think the
I
way
know.
that you're all, I know that. You're a modest man, but just.
I'm not modest. It's great
but
stuff.
You're all
like
in.
the-
You're all in. And
Yes.
I love being an all-in type person
Yeah,
because that's the way you got to be.
This is easy. Come on.
Yeah.
Especially here in Bucks County and our people, for goodness
Yeah,
sakes.
yeah.
You don't get a bigger event than this. You
No,
really don't.
This is our day to shine, and we do
Yeah.
hope that a lot of folks join us.
Yeah, look, the Phillies are doing good. I know all that and all. But you're talking about thoroughbreds here, and you're talking about the biggest race in practically the country. I mean, $2 million purses, that's pretty big stuff.
And yeah, $1 million races, that's nothing
That's
to
big
sugar.
stuff.
And then on the undercard, though, 400,000, 300,000.
Oh, you
so,
know,
I mean,
but
it's not chump change on some of these other races,
No,
too.
but I'm just bringing
No,
up.
I'm
for
saying,
the-
yeah,
for the-
absolutely.
for
It's
the
a
Pennsylvania
huge,
Derby
huge
thing.
program. No,
Yeah.
it's a huge program.
Yeah.
And it's nothing better than a nice, great day
But
at the
if
track.
you're betting, whether it's $1 million race or a $300,000 race,
Find some value. Find a little bit of value and enjoy yourselves and have
Absolutely.
time. And just make sure you stay safe, keep those horses safe, and we just enjoy the day. And that's the deal. That's how we really
well,
enjoy
I'm going to
ourselves.
give Crystal the last say, whatever you'd like to say. Yeah, just bring it up.
This is
Whatever
her
you want
worst
to
nightmare
tell me.
right here, the last word.
Well, I'll give you another word.
No, it's fine.
I just think the Cotillions going to be an amazing race. We've got Torpedo Anna obviously coming in, who's one of the big hype horses this season. So I think she's going to draw a big crowd. It's going to be really exciting. And you guys hinted at the kids. Bring the kids out because that's where the next generation of racing fans come from. So think 9 out of 10 people, when you ask them, how did you get into horse racing? They go, oh, my dad used to take me, or my uncle, my grandfather. I used to go to the track with this person, and I'd bet $1 on each horse, and whatever. That's where the love of the game starts, and that's what we need to encourage. So definitely bring the kids out. We've got everything going for them as well. Torpedo Anna, you're going to see potentially Horse of the Year there in her. She's going to bring a big crowd as well. So it's going to be an amazing day of racing.
Crystal, so good to have you today. We look
Thank
forward to
you for
having you
having
again.
me.
Good luck on your next race on Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you again for being here. We appreciate it.
It's been awesome.
You do
Thank
have the very last word.
No, you have the last word always. But no, the last people to thank are the fans. It's always the fans and the folks that do join us, and we talk about the folks that we want to encourage to come join us in Ben Salem, but we're also very appreciative of the folks that have been following the sport and have been a part of it for well over 4 or 5 decades as well. So we want to make sure that I'm all about connecting the older generations that are used to horse racing and then also incorporating the younger folks and welcoming them to the game. So thank you to everybody out there. Enjoy your day. Again, it's 11:35 first post, free admission, free parking. It's not assigned seating, so just make sure if you want to get somewhere or kind of get situated with your family and friends, just be there early and just stay hydrated, enjoy yourselves, maybe make a few bucks and have some ice cream, maybe get your face painted.
Good stuff.
I mean, come on. Get a,
Good
and if
stuff.
anything, if you just don't have the best day at the track at your
Gotta have it.
selections, I leave
Gotta have it.
I leave with the Pennsylvania hat. But,
Well, thank you.
no, you're the best.
Chris,
I appreciate it.
Look
Thank you for
forward
the
to
time.
it again. And I want to thank Jeff
Jeff
Matty,
Matty. Yeah, he's-
for all he's been doing for this horse racing. He is definitely bringing back a lot to this community, and I appreciate that very much. So we'll have you again. This is good stuff.
I know these are the big races. I'm
Yeah.
worried now. I don't want to
Well,
take 10 months off from here. We got to jump back in here. at
We'll
some
keep
point.
it going. Until next time, everybody, God bless.